Guys, what's going on? My name is Luis. Today is September 22nd, 2024, and God bless to every single one of you. Guys, if you can, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We have an urgent information coming out. The Bear State TV discusses option taking back Alaska. They are calling Alaska Ice Crimea. You guys know Crimea back in 2014. The Bear annexed Crimea, and now they are eyeing Alaska. And that's the reason why you have sleeping giant soldiers are being deployed. Alaska on alert. Guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters, a prayer request, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. Make sure you check out the videos I posted today. The links will be in the comments box. And also make sure you check out the verse of the day. It will be in the comments box and description box. This is a serious problem here, guys. I believe that Alaska will be the Ice Crimea. They're going to try to take Alaska back. So Alaska on alert. Sleeping giant soldiers sent to counter the bear threat. When WW3 hits the fan, the bear is going to be like, we want this piece back. Here we go. We're going to see what's going on here, guys. Once again, this is some serious stuff here going on. Alright, let's see what's going on with this story here. So the Bear State TV recently broadcasted a segment of a talk show during which the host discussed the potential of Alaska joining the bear. In the show, the host makes a joke saying, do you know what they call Alaska? Ice Crimea. He then adds that Alaska, give me a second here, guys. I can't show that video, and they don't give me an option to pause it. Here's another video. Whew. Okay, so he then adds that Alaska will one day return to its native shores. Now, the host of referencing the fact that Alaska once belonged to the bear before being sold to the sleeping giant in 1866. This echoes rhetoric used in the biblical war in Crane. That Crane belonged to the bear and therefore should rejoin its so-called native land. The bear wants their territory back. The problem is, business is business. You sold that piece back in 1866. You can't be an Indian giver. So, Indian givers, when you give someone a present, then you want it back. All right, so here's the map. Okay, so back in 1866, the bear sold Alaska to the sleeping giant. And look how close is the bear and the sleeping giant. Look at this map. See, a lot of people don't see it like this, like the world map. But you see this? That's the bear. And this is the capital, Moscow. You see that? And then up there is Europe. And way down here is Alaska. You have Canada and the sleeping giant. Wow. That's why this is the king of the north. Moscow is way up there in the north. Man, look at this map. That's amazing. So this is the part right here, right? This is Alaska. I point my finger at this, so I truly apologize. This here is Alaska. This is the piece right here that was sold to the sleeping giant. All right, so this area here, the soldiers, US soldier has been deployed in this region. Man, just looking at this map is incredible because the way we see the map is a whole different ball game. Let me show you something. Look at this. You see DC right here? You got DC on that side. It's kind of strange looking at the map like this. Then you have the Red Dragon there. And of course, that's Australia. Then you have Europe. What is this? What in the world is this? What is this? What kind of map is this? I'm sorry, guys. I'm so... Man, what kind of map is this? Is this the Antarctica wall? Man. I mean, I know this is Mexico, Central America, and then you have South America, and then this is the Caribbean. You have Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and you got this way down there. That seems like it's the Antarctica, right? Where's Africa? Alright, so this map kind of messed me up a little bit. Alright, let's go back to the news. Okay, so that map is like, whoo. That's like some kind of flat map or something. The clip was posted on September 20th by Anton, a former member of the Crane Parliament and current advisor for the Interior Minister of Crane. He captioned the clip on his ex-formerly Twitter account, "Attention, the sleeping giant. To the sleeping giant. The bear are discussing possible options for the return of Alaska." The man in the clip also claimed that the sleeping giant is very scared. And that the sleeping giant has deployed a division with HIMARS system to the island, a chain of islands besides Alaska. I told you guys that something big was going to come. When I knew, last week I posted a video that they sent over 130 soldiers. They also deployed HIMARS. I knew something was wrong. Something was definitely wrong. There's no way they deploy HIMARS for... I mean, again, if they deploy HIMARS, it means something bad is going to happen. Tensions around the bear in Alaska intensified in January 2024 when reports surfaced that the leader, Vladimir, was looking into re-obtaining the bear's former real estate abroad, Alaska. Whoa. Ice Crimea, they call it. I think I can speak for all of us in the Sleeping Giant Gov to say that certainly he's not getting Alaska back. The State Department principal deputy spokesperson during a press briefing about the incident in January. The fight for Alaska. At the time, former leader, Prime Minister Mr. Dmitry, joked about Alaska on X, teasing that biblical war is unavoidable. Since the State Department said the bear was not getting Alaska back, he added a laughing emoji to the post. Truly apologize about certain advertisements here. So in the recent days, there has been an increase in foreign activity near Alaska, according to a statement from Alaska Gov. Mr. Mike on September the 17th. Once again, our military has had to respond to activities by our nation adversaries. Now, the bear and the red dragon incursions into the sleeping giant zone off Alaska have become an increasingly frequent occurrence. Now, this person urged leaders in D.C. to recognize that the bear has increased its military presence in the region near Alaska. Boy, oh boy, look out. They want Alaska back. Alaska on alert. Sleeping giant soldiers sent to counter the bear. In response to recent the bear military activity near Alaska, including the presence of jets, surface vessels, and submarines, the sleeping giant military has deployed 130 soldiers to the island. They also deploy HIMARS, rocket launchers. A whole bunch of stuff was sent. A lot of stuff was sent. In response to recent the bear military activity near Alaska, including the presence of jets, surface vessels, and submarines, the sleeping giant military has deployed 130 soldiers. The move comes as the bear conducted joint military exercises with the red dragon near the sleeping giant territory. The army also deployed HIMARS. You know how serious is that? While the Navy and Coast Guard sent vessels to the area. You know how serious is that? I mean, you're deploying HIMARS. That's the stuff we're giving to Crane. With the Arctic strategic importance increasing, the sleeping giant is closely monitoring and responding to the rising of the bear activity in the region. The sleeping giant military buildup in Alaska, as the bear increases Arctic presence. As Sarah once reminded us, Alaska sits right next door to the bear. Accordingly, as tensions rise between the sleeping giant and Vladimir, the sleeping giant military has deployed about 130 soldiers to a remote island near Alaska. The deployment is in direct response to the bear military activity in the region. In the past week, several of the bear jets, 2 surface vessels, and 2 submarines have come close to the Alaskan coast, as the bear conducted joint military drills with the red dragon. Never did the bear cross into the sleeping giant territory, but the activity was enough to warrant an army deployment in response. Ooh. They are very concerned. They are very concerned. Very concerned. It is not the first time that we've seen the bear and the red dragon flying, in the vicinity. And that's something that we obviously closely monitor, and it is something that we're prepared to respond to, the Pentagon spokesperson Pat said. Now, to the Elation, I think that's how you pronounce the name. Now, in response to the bear activity, the Army deployed its soldiers as part of a force projection operation to the Shenyang Island, which is located about 1,200 miles southwest of the Anchorage. Shenyang has been the site of an Air Force air station that has been in operation since WW2. Deployed alongside the 130 soldiers were 2 high-mobility artillery rocket system, HIMARS. Wow. They got the big toys out there. They're not messing around. The Navy and Coast Guard were also involved in the deployment. The Navy sent a guided missile destroyer, while the Coast Guard sent one of its vessels to the western Alaska. The North American Aerospace Defense Command said it detected and tracked the Bear military planes operating off Alaska over a 4-day span. There were 2 planes, each on September 11, the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th. The Bear jets were in the Alaska Defense Identification Zone, which is now located within the Sleeping Giant airspace, but it is territory within which the Sleeping Giant expect foreign aircraft to identify themselves. The recent incursion is hardly the first time the Bear have skirted the Alaskan border. NORAD reports that similar intercept occurs 6 to 7 times per year, although the number has been increasing. 26 intercept last year and 25 intercepts so far this year. Ladies and gentlemen, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's a TU-95 bomber. That is the Bear bomber plane right there, if I'm not mistaken. And the reason why, they're the only one who uses these planes that has propellers. When you see this plane, it's like a big bumblebee. This thing makes a loud noise. And that's the reason why they use it, is to let the people know, get out of Dodge. Last week, the Bear jets, that's the one, were not alone. The Sleeping Giant Coast Guard says Sunday its Homeland Security vessel, the 418-foot Straton, was en routine patrol in the Chukchi Sea when it tracked 4 of the Bear Federation Navy vessels about 60 miles northwest of Point Hope, Alaska. Now, the Bear vessels included 2 submarines, a frigate, a tugboat, all of which had crossed into the Sleeping Giant waters to avoid sea ice, a maneuver that is permissible under international rule and customs. The increase of the Bear presence in the Arctic speaks to the growing strategic importance of the region. As the ice caps melt and the waterways become more navigable, the world powers will likely start to assert themselves more readily in the resource-rich northern water. All right. So we're going to skip this one here. So that's where we at. It seems like Alaska is the new ice Crimea. And they want it back. The Bears taking their territory back. It seems like Alaska might be the next one. The Sleeping Giants are saying, you ain't touching this one. You're not going to touch this one. So we're going to see what's going to happen these final months of 2024. But 2025 is going to be a big one, because we're going to have a new Sleeping Giant leader. And this biblical war is going to be a game changer. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please share the video. For those of you that want to give a life to Christ, you can email me. My email is in the description box. Me and my wife are here to help many and to lead many to the righteous path. And that's the path of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $1 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream every Sunday. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Faith and trust in Jesus Christ, for He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father but through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.